Gosh, it's Red Smith Banquet throwback time, and we got a doozy this week once again. They're all good, but this one is really good. Number 80, Donald Driver.
Yeah, probably one of the most recognizable Packers in the last 20 years. He's done so much for the community, his softball games, his charity, um, and just I mean, what a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably almost more well known off the field than on the field. He was absolutely incredible on the field, one of the best wide receivers the Packers ever had. But off the field, like you said, the softball tournament that he had every year kind of took the place of Brett Favre's softball tournament, one of the top events at Fox City Stadium, and then
Still going on.
yeah, absolutely, and Dancing with the Stars, and
Yep.
just more than anything, it's just Donald Driver's smile, man.
Right.
That's really what it was.
Yeah, he's written children's books. He has a new play out in Milwaukee called Dream Quickie Dream, which is just coming out like as we speak. I mean, he's doing so much. Plus his training academies he has. He's just a fantastic person. When you talk about somebody who represents the spirit of the Red Smith Sports Awards and the nice guy, he is that guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's exactly who we as the Red Smith Banquet would look for, somebody exactly like Donald Driver. So this throwback is from 2010 Red Smith Banquet at the Paper Valley Hotel, and that was a heck of a lineup. We had Jay Billis and Whitey Herzog, one of the
Yeah.
classic old baseball managers. But this was in January of 2010. I do remember it well. The Packers were in the playoffs. I don't remember who they played that week, but that's right. The wild card weekend or the weekend after is usually when the banquet was held. And obviously the Packers were pretty decent through that time. So Donald came here on a Tuesday night. That's typically their off day, but he came and went to practice the next day, and he graced the crowd as only Donald Driver can.
Yeah, it's a great interview. You look for that, that Donald Driver smile, and uh, what can you say? It's Donald Driver.
Absolutely. And I think the surprise of being in that room that night, he wasn't sure what he was walking into that night. I do remember that. So I think he was a little surprised to see, I don't know, 1,200 people out in the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Please welcome Bill Collar. Ladies and gentlemen, Double D is in the house. I passed him a roll and he spiked it. Some habits are hard to break. I'm honored to have the opportunity to present this year's Red Smith Award to Donald Driver. The Red Smith Award, of course, goes to someone who has made some unique contributions to sport in Wisconsin and also epitomizes the great values that Red Smith exhibited. Tonight, we have a real triple threat. The man, of course, is a great athlete, a multi-sport athlete. He's also an outstanding coach, and I'm going to get into that in just a bit, and a writer. How about that? A real triple threat on the football field. He has the speed to go deep, the toughness to go across the middle, and has the best first down move in the NFL. Even better than Ed Hockley. And I think he has better pipes than Ed Hockley, too. And Donald even exhales once in a while during the game. The man earned 16 letters in high school. That's 4 times 4, and Rob, 4 of those were in baseball, by the way. a world-class high jumper, 7 feet, 6.5 inches at Alcorn State. How about that? Let's hear it for that one. That's 1.5 feet over his head. But the man has a problem. And in talking with him, he feels bad about it. And the problem's going to surface again on June 6th when he's going to be under scrutiny in the Donald Driver charity softball game. He has yet to hit a home run, folks. It bothers him. Last year, the score ended up 35-35. Donald, you should have gone for 2 on one of those. I'm not going to mention who it was, but his initials are DD. Came up late in the game with an opportunity to win it, and what did he do? Popped it up. Coach, he's a great example to the young players on the team. Great leadership in the locker room. And for you coaches out there, you youth coaches, you high school coaches, what a great example for young football players. He always has his motor running, he's got a great work ethic, and he plays the game with enthusiasm. Something all young people can learn. Years ago, I heard the great coach Woody Hayes speak at a football clinic, and he said to the coaches present, teach who you are first, and then what you know. And we indeed know who Donald Driver is by his actions on and off the field. Let's look at Donald. Let's look at Donald as a writer. For thousands of young people have been influenced by his alter ego, Quickie, who's a spitting image of him, only just a little smaller. How many of you have purchased Quickie Makes the Team or Quickie Deals with a Loss? Well, if you haven't purchased it, get out and buy one for your grandkids or for your kids, because they're outstanding books with a great message. My 7-year-old grandson, Levi, loves Donald Driver's books. And I said, Levi, if Donald Driver's going to write another Quickie book, what should he name it? What should the title be? And without blinking, Levi said to me, it should be Quickie Wins the Super Bowl. Like Quickie, our honoree tonight has been faced with many challenges in his life. But instead of seeing barriers, he sees hurdles. Instead of obstacles, he sees opportunities. Instead of problems, solutions. As you can see tonight, he's such a positive guy, attitudes are contagious, and certainly his is worth catching. Martin Luther King once said, the ultimate test of a person's character is not what they do during times of comfort and convenience, but what they do during times of challenge and controversy. And Donald has had many challenges in his life. Homeless as a youngster, faced many hardships. He used sports as a springboard for a scholarship to Alcorn State. Drafted in the 7th round by the Packers, 213th overall. How many people would predict that he'd go on to be a 3-time All-Pro, that he'd have 7 seasons with over 1,000 yards receiving, and then he'd go on to break the all-time Green Bay Packer record with over 600 receptions. In 2001, Donald and his wife, Bettina, established the Donald Driver Foundation, which provides aid and assistance for sick children, provides scholarship help, housing for the homeless, and donates to a wide variety of charities. Numerous organizations have recognized him. He's been named the Walter Payton Man of the Year, James Brown Community Service Award, and he's been recognized as one of the NFL's good guys by the Sporting News. Whether he's inside the huddle or outside in the community helping others, Donald Driver is a true winner in every sense of the word. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to introduce him as he just made a first down. And what we'd like to see, if it's okay, and we don't want you to hurt yourself here, Donald, but if we could see that first down move on the way up to the microphone. Would you like to see it, everybody? Huh? That first down move? Here it is. And now, ladies and gentlemen, number 80 of the Green Bay Packers, Donald Driver. You're a fine man. Thank you.
Thank you all. They said I only have like 10 minutes to speak, so you got to sit down fast, because I talk for a long time. I could talk all day long. First, Bill, thank you so much for that great introduction. You know I got to pay him for all that good stuff he just said, so I really appreciate it. To the Red Smith Committee, thank you for making me the recipient of this year's award. It is an honor to be mentioned with all the greats before me that have received this award. I was talking to my brother on my way here, and he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I'm on my way to Appleton." Asked my brother, he really don't know where Appleton is. He thought I was on a plane going to, wherever. So I had to tell him, I was like, Appleton, Wisconsin, that's where I'm going. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm receiving an award tonight." He said, "How many awards can you receive?" I said, "Not enough." So, once again, it is tremendous. You know, it's very touching, because I've received so many awards throughout my career, and people put you on this pedestal. You know, we all on this pedestal as athletes, and the first time we do something wrong, we crumble. And I think everyone knows about the Tiger Woods incident and every other athlete that's been on top of a pedestal, and when something bad happens, he crumbles. And one thing that I've always said to young people, and that's basically who I want to talk to today, the young recipients today, and mostly young adults: never give up on the dream. You know, I got drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1999, and no one believed that I was going to make it. I mean, I had people say, "I just don't think this young skinny kid's going to make it." But I never gave up. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I still talk about how Ron Wolf pulled me in his office. He said, "Look, I got everything riding on you." I said, "Everything?" I told him, I said, "Boy, I hope you don't get fired for this one, boy." And he told me, he said, "I got everything riding on you." You know, they had drafted another receiver, a couple of receivers before me, and I remember it, and I'm sitting there talking to Ron. I'm like, "Ron, why you draft me 213? He said, "Donald, you kept fussing about 212. I'm like, "Right, so you took to me 212 instead of 213. He said, "It didn't matter. You still was going to get the same amount of money." So I told him, I said, "Well, Ron, one thing I want to say is that I am honored to be part of the Green Bay Packers organization." I said, "Regardless of what milestones that I have accomplished throughout my career, is one milestone that I want more than anything else. And I think everyone in this room knows what that is. And that's putting a Super Bowl ring on my finger." But there's so many athletes out there that never gets to that Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that I will never get there, because I've been in the playoffs. Out of my 11 years, I've been to the playoffs 7 times. And I haven't been to a Super Bowl yet. And that's one of my biggest dreams as a kid, is to be able to walk around with a Super Bowl ring on me. And everyone all 1,600 of you all say, "Don't let me see that ring." and that's always been a dream of mine. But when I walked out there, I told Ron Wolf and Bob Harlan one day, I said, if I never make the Super Bowl, if I never win the Super Bowl, as long as I'm in the Packers Hall of Fame, that's all that matters. And he said, well, you're on your way there. And that made me more happy than anything else, because we all want that dream to win that Super Bowl. But Donald Driver don't have too much long. So within the next 5 years, yeah. So within the next 5 years, I need all 70,000 fans in the stands, all the million fans around the world cheering us on, so we can get past that first round that we should have won, the NFC Championship game, because if you just cancel the second round out, that means we in the NFC Championship game already, and get to the Super Bowl. And all we need is all our fans to cheer us on. And I know that next year, we won't let you guys down, because that is our ultimate goal for not just me, but all the players in that locker room, the organization, the coaching staff. That is all our dreams, to win the Super Bowl and bring that trophy where it belongs, back to Lambeau Field. On behalf of me, my wife that's not here, my 2 loving kids, we want to say thank you once again. God bless and take care.
Please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified when we post another great episode or interview. Download the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for your support.